Hi, you're on.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is 7 o'clock. It is time for the tip lecture. My name is Joe Turner. Tonight, I will be presenting your 30-minute tip lecture before the main meeting. Sure, I'm glad you're here. If you saw the email or the post I made earlier today, you know what tonight's title is. It's called Home and Away. So the bowl game started recently, so I thought in honor of a little college football terminology, just athletic terminology, we'll talk about home and away. And the idea here is I'm going to show you two tricks or ideas that you can use. One of them you will physically need to be present at the place where you're performing, so possibly at home. And it is something you could do across the table at Christmas or at a restaurant or something. So that's the first thing. And then the second one is something you would do away. You don't have to be present. It's a telephone trick. So home and away. If you have followed anything I've talked about or done many lectures on before, you know that one of my favorite books in all of magic is by Gary Willett. And it's this book, Close-Up Illusions, Camarand Academy of Magic, 1990, exactly 1990. And there is something in here that I thought you might be able to use. And I would suggest, well, I'll tell you the story about that in a minute. You could apply this to a lot of different things, but the idea is that you're going to find a nice soft spot on the table and see if you can cause the coin to go right through the table. Okay, so it is a vanish. Well, I first learned it as a vanish, and it's called the infidel change. And it's an interesting principle that you are going to have to lap it, and you're going to hold it up here above the table, foot and a half, couple of feet, and as you come down, he says drop it, and I'll explain why in a minute. And as you come down, you're going to push backwards with your second finger and send it to your left. So it's going that way, and as you do that, you're going to push the hand down to the table at the spot directly underneath. It's a pretty good
It looks great.
persistence of vision, I guess.
Did anybody see it?
Covered, yeah.
Did y'all see it at all?
The angles, of course. This is Gary Willett. So it is designed for a little bit of a formal view, but across the table at Christmas dinner or something like that.
I saw you do a couple times over here, and it's blind because I think it's going past your arm and you
Yeah,
go.
well, on this, the idea of the move is that your hand is sort of in front of it as it's going down, and I guess from that side, my arm is also protecting it. So the place that's least protected has got the camera. That's great, thanks, Rich. So that's pretty standard. But it does require some fiddling with the table so you can get an idea of how much space you actually have to work with. I'm not super adept in it. The way it's taught in the book is as a change. So you're going to drop one, and then as it comes to the, I can't do it now. It feels different when you've got something else in your hand. As this one goes down, you're going to produce the other one. So
Nice.
That is nice.
It looks reasonably well,
Yeah.
and I think in the book he actually teaches dropping it, and I'm not comfortable with the dropping and the bouncing, and the picture shows him catching it. So he's doing this and then that, and he's lapping it and catching it in his hand. And I've never practiced it for that usage. I've always just used it as a vanish, and so you could use that as the end of a coins through table or something else. But if you do like the idea of a change, you might, instead of using coins, take a Hershey Kiss, hello Christmas time, and take it out of the wrapper and eat it, and you've got the piece left, and you wad that up into a little ball, and then you have another one in your hand, and you come down to the table, and it's put back together, and now you've got another piece of chocolate. So that's kind of a
nice
fun
idea.
Another fun thing that you could do, or if you want to do a change, you could have the Hershey Kiss in your hand, and a penny and do the change like that and transform it into a Hershey Kiss. The reason I'm talking about the Hershey Kisses so much is because they're chocolate and they're soft. And I don't know whose table you're going to be trying this at, but at one point in my life, I tried a little magic trick on someone's table that it was a little more ornate and a little more delicate than I imagined it was. And even though I was doing it on a folded napkin, I still put a little bit of a ding in that table.
Did you slap a low sander table?
I wish it had been a low sander table. At any rate, at that moment, I just kind of pulled a Malini and I said, well, tell him Joe Turner. But I highly recommend that if you are going to practice this, use something soft, but also heavy enough to do the move. And you might want to check it out a couple of times, because when I first started it, I was like, oh, I'm going to put it right in the middle of the table. But you have to flick that thing a long way back so you want to do it, just sort of get accustomed to how deep that
You do it close to the table, you think?
I'm sorry?
Can you drop it close to the edge?
I mean, you're going to have to adjust how far you sit, and you might want to put a napkin in your lap too, so you don't end up with various. So all of the other normal cautions about lapping apply. But for this, I just think it's a pretty good illusion of that coin simply vanishing at the point far away from the edge of the table, and it's under cover of your hands protecting the angle as it goes down. Jim?
I saw you practicing it and saw it several times. It was always looked good. But I thought really what you were doing was when you got to the table, you pushed it a certain way that the table flipped it back there. I didn't know you had flipped it up high.
No.
Like you're talking about the retention. I saw it pushed in the table, and I was assuming it popped right on the surface of it. I thought you were...
Oh, Alex, careful.
You're going to flip back with this hand and come down.
Oh, that...
Well, I don't even think I saw it that time.
Full flip. Right?
You gotta do a little better attention jacking.
Pardon?
Do you feel like you're doing it halfway down from starting point to table, about halfway?
I think I'm trying to start right at the top.
Are you?
I don't think, if I wait to there, it's got to go way back.
It's gotta go more
So
horizontal.
I'm trying to let it come here. I think it's going, I think I let it go at the top.
Well, and I wonder if your eyes don't naturally drop quickly to the table, knowing you're going
Well,
down with it.
and these
And
fingers
so you
hitting
lose
the
that up
table,
here.
that's an important part of the illusion.
Right.
Right.
Is,
To draw
and
the
especially if
attention.
you're doing a transformation, the fact that they have something else to look at pulls the attention away from the edge. And so I guess theoretically it's more powerful as it's changed because you have something to look at and it's taken the heat off of whatever else is going on. So I could see that argument. Anyway, it's something fun to play with. Use something soft to do it until you get the hang of it. Questions, concerns,
No.
comments? That is on page 111. And I think he had a couple of other notes on that I will share with you. The infidel change. Okay, now his presentation, as I said, he's dropping the coin as that one goes back, and he's able to push it so it looks like a change on the table.
Wow.
So that idea is that it's changing in midair and it hits. I'm just not comfortable with catching it because I haven't practiced it in that way.
Yeah, but just by dropping it, though, it doesn't keep you from seeing the other one falling at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So that's a silver to copper change, and it apparently is happening in the air.
I still saw the first one go to the table. though.
Yeah, it's not, I
saw
don't
them
think,
both.
I swear that in person.
okay. I have no response for that. He's doing it with a silver dollar and a Chinese coin. The effect is even more magical if two different objects are used. Sugar cube changes into a packet of sugar. That's an idea. Silver coin changes into silver glitter. Ball changes into a die. So all of those things. So he says, put aside your incredulity, learn the move, and become a believer. So I will leave that in your hands. And Gary, I think you can still get this book. I know he made a video series out of this on VHS back in the Videonics days. So you might be able to find a copy of that wandering around on the internet somewhere. I don't know. But the book is called Close-Up Illusions. And I will tell you that also in this book is probably my favorite control for a card. But this isn't part of the actual lecture, but I love this control. You have a card selected, and it's put back, and you cut it like that, and it's on top.
Mm-hmm.
And the method of that is free selection is put there, and so it's the king of spades. And as I come back, I'm just going to grab a little packet off the top and keep a break. So I've just stolen that, and then I thumb this card off as a decoy, and I say, and don't forget your card, the king of spades, and we'll bury it about the spot. So it looks, I think that's pretty interesting. It feels pretty honest that it's down there. So that swivel cut control is in this book.
Actually, if you bought
Pardon?
Embellishing Ink recently, they give you a free booklet
Okay.
of outlet, and that move is described
Okay.
in there.
The
So if you got
person
that,
who-
it's in there.
Gil Tour, I forget whose name is associated with that move, but that's in here. There's quite a lot in here about magic as close-up theater. So if you've ever seen John Miller do a talk on magic as theater and downstage and upstage and all of the reasons why a close-up tag can be useful in formal close-up performance, there's a lot of that stuff in here. Lots of card work, but this is called the infidel change. The infidel change, and that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. So that's for home. Now, thank you. For away, this is a card trick, but in my defense, I will say it's an interesting approach to a card trick because of a couple of reasons. First of all, it can be done over the phone, and in fact, it pretty much has to be done over the phone. And the second thing about it is that it doesn't require an app or anything like that. It's not like Mr. Wizard where you have an accomplice. It is a solo piece that you can perform over the phone. I've got a couple of things that have those characteristics, but this is an interesting one. So maybe for the sake of demonstration, I should leave the room. Would that seem, or maybe just go to another part of the room? Will you trust me if I just go over there?
We
trust you.
Over there and call
Yeah,
somebody.
just shut out.
And, what's that?
Well, if we need to video, you need to.
Oh, for video. Well,
We
then I'll just go over to the piano and face the other way. And we will say that I'm out of the room.
Right?
But, so who's going to be the person who is going to be at their table while I'm performing this illusion for them? Who wants to come up? Okay, Bill. I'm just going to preface this by saying, please just follow instructions.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and don't be trying to jazz it up.
To the letter, to the letter.
Okay. So, and this doesn't have to be a full deck of cards, by the way, and they can be shuffled. Feel free to mix those up. And those could have been his cards. And an interesting thing, I should have called you. Ring, ring, ring. Okay. One ring-a-ding. Bill, you've got a pack of cards in front of you, don't you?
Yes, yes, sir.
I'd like you to imagine you're going to deal out a four-handed game, but you get to choose how many cards are in each hand. And you don't have to tell me, but if it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or more, it's totally up to you. So let me know when you've dealt out 4 equal hands of some game. Have you done that?
Yes,
Still go. Very good. Okay. Let me know.
Okay,
When you're done,
I'm
put the
done.
rest of the pack aside, you're not gonna need it.
okay.
You've just got 4 hands of equal number of cards in each hand in front of you,
That's
correct?
correct, huh?
I'd like you to pick up and just cut into any one of those packets. Cut into any one of those packets and lift it up. Look at the card that you've cut to. And remember that card. Have
Okay.
you got it?
Yeah,
I'd like you to drop that on one of the other packets.
The whole stack.
One of the other packets. It's your choice.
The whole stack. The whole stack. The whole stack.
The entire deck,
No.
stack that he cut?
Everything in your right hand.
well, just the one card.
Okay, look again at the bottom
Oh, okay. I'll look
Okay.
at the bottom.
And-
Take that packet.
and
yeah.
drop anywhere on everything. Yeah.
One
There
of
you
the
go.
key requirements. Okay, do all 4,
specific.
are we back at the beginning?
No.
No.
You should be good.
You should be good.
You're good.
You're good. You're good.
So he picked up,
Yeah.
looked at the card, and dropped that whole stack onto
Yes.
another packet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what that packet is.
Right.
Yes.
That's your target packet. You've got 3 other packets. I want you to pick up any one of the other packets and drop it onto the target packet. Have you done that?
Yes, I've done
And
that.
now pick up one of the other 2 and drop it on top of the target packet. And then finally pick up the last packet and drop it on the target packet. So
Okay.
you've reassembled the whole deck.
That's right.
Not the packets, just your 4 hands,
Just the
right?
4 hands are assembled.
Okay, here you go. I want you to take that stack in your hand, and I want you to start dealing the cards face up onto the table, calling out the name of each card as you go.
Okay. 7 of spades.
You can go faster.
5 of diamonds. Queen of spades. 4 of spades. 6 of diamonds. Queen of clubs. Ace of spades. 7 of clubs. 9 of spades. 6 of spades. King of spades. Jack of spades. 2 of clubs. 5 of clubs. Ace of diamonds. 4 of clubs. 8 of spades. Ace of clubs. King of diamonds. And 9 of diamonds.
Okay. And if you'd had more cards, you'd still be going. But just on those that you've dealt, if I had to guess your card, I would say that the card that you chose out of all those was the Ace of Diamonds. Is that correct?
That's right.
Whoa!
Miracle. Okay, let's talk about how this works. You can go back to your seat. Now, big round of applause for Bill. The mathematicians among you are not impressed. But regular, normal people will find this reasonably curious. And it works because of you're placing the card at a particular location that you're going to be able to determine. And instead of using any math, you don't have to do any calculations or anything. There's a diagram that I'm going to show you how to fill it in, and it will just tell you what the correct card is. So here's what's going to happen.
That's cool.
And why don't we, may I just draw in here
Oh.
a version of this diagram so you can all see what's happening as we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay. It looks kind of like a 7, and it's 7 spots tall. That's kind of neat. Down, and then over here it looks like a J to me, so it's easy for me to say. But at any rate, they're going to deal out 4 packets of an equal number of cards. So just for the sake of argument, let's just do 5. So, and you can dress this up by having them shuffle the packets and do any number of meaningless tasks to take up time. Feel like you're working hard. And they cut any packet at any point that they want, look at the card, and drop that whole packet on any other one. And they're going to stack those up in any order. As they call these out, you're going to fill in these spots going across every third card you're going to write down. So the first card is the 10 of hearts that they'll, so it was 1, 2, it was 10 of spades, king of clubs, 10 of hearts, right? Then jack of hearts, queen of hearts, 4 of diamonds. Then 6 of hearts, jack of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. Then 8 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 8 of clubs. Then 10 of clubs, 6 of clubs, king of hearts. Then 7 of hearts, queen of diamonds, 2 of diamonds. And then we've got a 5 of spades and a 4 of hearts. It doesn't always come out exact. You could have 1 card, 2 cards. You could come out on a card that you're going to write down. You're not in control of this number. But all you have to do is find the last number that you wrote and look at the card above it. And that will be the selected card.
No way.
Now, here's the thing. When you get down to this part of the thing, you would fill in this one, and then you would go across to that one. Then you would do, so you're always going left to right,
Right, yeah,
on
okay.
each row. So on the next row, you would fill in this one, and this one. Yeah, see what I mean? So you're going to go across, and
That's not the same place.
this one, then this one will go to there, this one there, this one there. So I've got the diagram drawn out for you on the back of these notes.
What if it's the third one on the bottom, there's nothing
So-
above it? Or what if it was anyone that didn't have
I
one?
didn't draw it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There. So that goes to there. That goes to there. So if we do it again with a larger number of cards, you'll see how it works. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the where this comes from. And you can all take one of these so you can play with it. You get home, call somebody. And we'll talk about some other ideas I have for this in a second. So let's see. Let's do
7.
7 cards. 3, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. Thank you. 3, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. So now I just want to make sure. 7. Don't want to be part way through this. 7. Okay. So they're going to cut into any one of these packets. Let's find a good card. Let's just use the King of Hearts again. So that's our target, it's King of Hearts. And it goes onto any other pile. And then these can be stacked on it however they wish. All right, so if I call these out, 6 of hearts, jack of hearts, queen of hearts.
Oh,
Every third
Every
card.
third card.
Yep, yep, okay.
So you're going to write the queen of hearts. And then I'm going to continue 4 of diamonds, 10 of spades, king of clubs, 10 of hearts, 7 of hearts, queen of diamonds. Wow, good luck. 6 of clubs, 3 of diamonds, 8 of clubs. Then 10 of clubs, jack of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. 8 of diamonds, 9 of hearts, 2 of hearts, 2 of diamonds. 5 of spades, 4 of hearts, king of hearts. Okay. 3 of clubs, 5 of hearts, 3 of hearts. This is, hold on a second, let's see what Lewis says. It's probably an exceptional case here. No, there's not supposed to be anything there, so that's correct. Then 2 of hearts, 9 of clubs, ace of hearts, and then 8 of hearts is the last one. So you look at the last one that was written, and it's the one above it.
Above, okay. Not previous, above.
The one above it.
Okay, I see. Now I
So
get
it's
it.
the one above it. So if we had kept going and put one here, it would have been the three of hearts. And if we kept going and put another one here, it would have been the ace of hearts. So it's always the one above it.
Yes, that's
You're
perfect.
saying no.
Because as the stack is bigger, there are
Yeah.
more
It'll never be
sets of
that.
3 beneath it. That makes sense.
It's not going to be there.
It won't ever be. Yeah, it's because of math, whatever the math is.
It isn't
It won't work.
possible to end with a card written in box 3, 7, 11, or 15.
Yeah.
So the diagram prevents.
Yeah, okay, I kind of get the math.
So do we want to try it one more time just to see?
It is cool though, it's very nice.
Good. He's already got it. This stuff.
You can try it, you can try it at home.
So one more.
Let's do 9.
3, 7, 2, 1, 4. 7.
You're gonna change your mind?
Okay, so quickly, let's do one more, and then I'll tell you about this book. Let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And looking for the King of Hearts, since it's just easy. It's not in here. We used the Ace of Spades.
There you go.
So just gonna put it right there. Ace of Spades. There. Boom. Okay. So Queen of Clubs is the third one. I'm just gonna skip to the third one. So the next one is 4 of Spades. King of Clubs. Queen of Spades. 9 of Hearts. 6 of Spades. 8 of Clubs. Ace of Spades. 10 of Spades. Jack of Hearts. We only have 2 more. So Ace of Spades.
That's great.
Okay, thank you for that. So this trick is by someone whose name you may not recognize. He's not as well known, I guess, as some of the creators like Bannon and Aronson and those guys. His name is Lewis Jones, and he had a series of books on forcing and all kinds of sleight of hand and self-working types of magic of all kinds, but mostly cards that came out every so often all through the 90s and into the 2000s. And you would have to order them specially from him, and they were often comb-bound, Kinko's product type things that he would put out. This one was put out by Mickey Hades in 1991, Hades Publications. And so I tell you the date because the name of this trick is Trump Call, but it has nothing to do It's the word. And he has this in here. This is just the first trick in the book, and there's other more elaborate types of things that can be done solo and with a partner, and mostly cards, but there's some other alternatives here. But this diagram basically does the work for you. So you could put one of these in your wallet and always be ready to do a trick for someone on the phone. You might want to work with a partner on your scripting to make sure you're giving clear directions, because I blew it on helping on that first group.
Let's talk about that. How would, I think it depends. I think I would have done what he did.
Yeah, I don't, so that's my fault, and I need to know what to say
put
differently.
it, and you should have said, put
The
the
whole
packet in your
packet.
hand. Put
So the whole packet in your hand.
on
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
that I point that out as a criticism of myself, because it's difficult to practice these things alone.
Hmm.
You have to do it in the real world to kind of find the pitfalls. So this is the first time I've had a chance to do it with another human being. so who didn't know what I meant.
Yeah, right.
So there you go. But it's a good trick. Now it's not now.
For which one?
So with this, it's from a book called Person to Person, a book of telephone telepathy. This book has all kinds of telephone stuff. There's another book. There's a couple of books on this subject. That, it's kind of a niche subject. Identify selected cards from a shuffle packet over the phone. I would suggest to take it out of the realm of regular playing cards. You can use any objects as long as they can be stacked. So what about Monopoly deeds?
Oh, that's a great one.
How about that? You don't think about, and you're probably going to be somewhere over the holidays that has board games and things like
Great
that,
one.
so that's something you can do. Postcards certainly would work. Business cards, gift tags, right? That's a big gathering, but still. So don't limit yourself just because the trick used playing cards in the description. You could broaden this out to, I guess if you had bills with serial numbers, that would be a terrible application, but it would technically, it's a variation, but you could have people's names on them. You could do it with people's names. You could do it with, now, you need at least 4 to make the trick work. It would work. Right? If you end up with something that doesn't have something above it, the last one called is the one. And so it could work, but it doesn't get mysterious until your multiples of 3 and 4 start to be, so 12 and up, it starts to be reasonably interesting as a trick. Less than 12, it's too obvious. Let's see. This, my note, requires clear instruction. And this is what's interesting. The point that he makes in this book is that it's difficult to do telephone magic because you can't see them. So that's a weakness, right, that you have. But an advantage that you have is that they can't see you, which you kind of forget about. That's the benefit. And so that's why
And if
you can
goof
just have
up, you
this
could just
out.
hang
You
up
can
the
be
phone.
well,
Run away.
they can't see you, so you can fill this out. So we'll take a break now so that we can go do whatever we need to do. Feel free to come up and take one of these. And that's the end of my presentation.
So why don't we jump into the business meeting?